Hi, and welcome to Angel Tarot Readings for the month of January 2014. Happy New Year to all the star signs out there. I've set the intention and asked for assistance to pull out the cards that will be of most help, of most benefit to everyone. I have pulled out 4 cards. Okay, so the first card that I've pulled out is the 8 of Earth. Now this card states, skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic and going back to school. So that's the card there. With this card, what I feel coming up is that there's going to be quite a few people out there that may be thinking about getting back into some kind of an education, some kind of learning going on, and it feels really, really good. It will be a good time. If you are doubting yourself, if you think that you may be making a mistake to head or go in that direction of educating yourself, whether it is through a university, some kind of tertiary education, or even if it's like a home course, whatever type of learning it is, I'm just being shown that there is abundance there for you. There are no mistakes. So, and with this abundance, again, abundance can mean different things to different people, and it can show up in whatever way it shows up in your life. Okay, so it can be friendships, it can be the stimulation of your mind, growth and all that sort of stuff. Okay, but I do feel that it is, or some of you out there that are requiring growth when it comes to your mind. Okay, so if you've got those abilities and you're not using them, and you've been thinking about applying to some kind of a school, doing some kind of a course, anything to do with education, it's coming across really strongly. It's time. This is the time to do it this month or this year. If you can't do it this month, then but they are saying that this month you can start things rolling. You can start taking the steps to apply. Okay, it's just looking really wonderful for those of you that have been thinking about education, or who have already applied and are starting this month, or getting your paperwork in order because you'll be starting in the next couple of months or something like that. Thumbs up, okay, is coming through. I'm just going to ask them if there is anything else they want to pass on before I move on to the next card. Okay, yes, apply. Okay, so apply, because again, they're saying there are no mistakes. So if you are maybe having some fears that you're making a mistake, or don't let anything get in your way or stop you, is the other message coming through. In regards to some kind of learning that's taking place, maybe you've joined a group where you'll be learning things, okay, and again, the message coming through is to apply yourself. Don't stop. You may have some things going on in your life where you may think that you can't cope emotionally or mentally. They are pointing out that you can actually still go for it, and it's very, very important for your mind. So I do feel that a lot of people that are in this situation, the message seems to be that you are needing to expand your mind and have growth, mentally growth. Okay, this is all about fulfilling your potential, okay, which requires mental growth, requires that kind of learning, and for your esteem. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next card, which is another Earth card. Okay, it is the 5 of Earth. Now this card states, fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. So I feel that with this card, some of the things that are coming up are about, some of you may have some worries, may have some doubts, financially and materialistically. And the message coming through is to let those fears go, hand them to God. It's sometimes about having faith. Faith is about believing in more than yourself. So you can be someone that totally only believes in you. I mean, not to get this mixed up with believing in yourself as in self-esteem and confidence. But faith requires that you believe more than yourself. That you believe in the bigger world out there. That you believe that others can show up and help you. It's not just you in the world, that you are part of the world and that we are all one. And having that kind of faith means that you can let your fears go, let your worries go, and believe that you will be taken care of. And there's a really big difference between letting your worries and fears go and thinking you have faith, but really you don't have faith. When you have faith, you let go of your fears and worries, and you really do believe that you will be taken care of. You really do believe and trust. You trust that you'll be okay. Alright? So if you let go and then you start having niggling doubts, let those doubts go, because it means that you're not truly trusting. Okay? And this is all about manifesting. There's the angel number 111. And angel number 111 is all about the power of manifesting, and it comes down to your thoughts. Okay, so what you are thinking about. You can do a ritual where you let go of all your fears and worries, but then spend the rest of your day having this little thoughts running around in your mind that are you going to be okay, and how are you going to get by, or anything, that sort of stuff. But correct yourself when you notice it. Okay, and the more you correct yourself, that can actually help you to build up that trust and faith, because it's not always easy to have faith. I'm just going to find out if there's anything else they want to bring up regarding this card. Now they are also bringing up the word litigate. Okay, so perhaps some of you are worried financially regarding law, or something to do with the law. I have pulled out another card, which is the Justice card, and okay, so it's linked to this for some of you. Okay, so it does feel that some of you may be going to court or having some kind of a dispute going on. The words they're giving me is the horse's mouth and folly. So folly to me is like when, filly is a baby horse, but folly is like when you say something silly, when you make some silly mistakes, or you say silly things that it's kind of as if the message coming through for you is that it won't hold in court whatever this other person is saying, that it's going to come across as folly. And I'm really drawn now to move on to the next card, which is the Justice card. Okay, and it has Archangel Raguel on it. So this card states, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right and stand up for your beliefs. So that's the card. As this card states, it's really important to stand up for your beliefs. And if someone is talking folly, that means that you need to stand up for your beliefs even more. When someone is talking folly about you, I guess you can become startled, or you can become withdrawn, or start to lose your hope and lose your faith. And this card is all about when someone is doing this, talking against you, talking folly, this is when you need to stand up for your beliefs. For some of you, it is going to come down to you on whether you give up or get all stressed out and then do what the other person is doing and talking folly as well, or something like that, or whether you use that opportunity to truly stand up for your beliefs, more than you ever had, and this will, the message coming through is that this would help to create a fair and just decision. It won't be 100% fair and just, I'm sorry to say, for some of you, because it does feel that it does not seem to be 100% fair and just, but it will be fair and just for all involved. Now, for other of you, for the rest of you out there that aren't doing some kind of a court thing, how does this Justice card, Archangel Raguel, apply to you? I'm just asking. Alright, so they want me to use this Justice card by going back to this card here, which is the Eight of Earth. Okay, so I guess they want to remind you that whether it has something to do with fairness or justice regarding whatever this learning is. So perhaps if you're in a learning group or in a classroom, or you feel that someone might be getting better treatment than you, or something like that, it feels like everything is fair and just. Okay, so you maybe just not to dish what your own thoughts are, because perhaps you feel that someone is getting better treatment, or like the favorite student or something, teacher's pet or something, or getting more help or something like that. You come back to this Justice card and you come back to that manifesting. Okay, so for those of you that are doing this study and learning, okay, it's not only just for your mind. This learning, you are creating your reality. To be excited about it, and to know that it is a time of personal development. It is a time of learning for some of you out there, and what comes from that is that you get closer to your soul mission. You get closer to your divine life purpose. Whenever you learn something, whenever you put that purpose and that focus into becoming educated, you are creating a new reality, because you take this new learning and you process it, and you are given a new view of your world. Alright, now the last card is the Awakening card with Archangel Gabriel on it. This card states, look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill, and it's important to be yourself. This is the Awakening card, okay? For some of you it's expansion, and it may be expansion in a beautiful way, and it also may be expansion in a way that you may not want it, or not feel like you can't cope with it. And also another way of awakening can happen is similar things to things that have happened to you in the past are coming up again, and it's things that you didn't want to deal with in the past, that it was tough and tricky, and it's coming back up again. Okay, so I feel that this awakening, this expansion, for some of you, you're going to feel like you're on the right path, like if you are following that intuition or that nudge, that urge that is telling you to go and get some kind of education, to go for it. And for some of you, this awakening can be paying attention to the truth, your truth, and your truth, if you come from the heart, may be that you aren't on the right path, and that you've somehow gone onto the wrong path, or a path that doesn't really has come to the end of the road, or is not quite right. And they are pointing out the word difficult. When the difficult situations are continuously coming up, and it's the same difficult situation or the same issue, then you may need to be honest with yourself about the path that you are actually on. Now, I don't want to get this difficult situation mixed up with times when you may be creating something and then you stumble across difficulty, right? And so you find out how you can solve this difficulty, and then you move on, and then you may come up with another difficulty, you solve it or whatever, and then you move on. That's not the difficulty that's been brought up. The difficulty brought up is that when there is a problem and it gets solved, and then later on the exact same problem comes back and it gets solved again, and then later on the exact same problem comes up. It may be through a different person, a different company, whatever, but it's the same thing continuously showing up. There is expansion for you this month and this year, that if you find this happening where you're coming across this situation, you really need to take a look at this, your truth, start speaking your truth. Do you need help? Do you actually need to ask for help? Do you need to perhaps walk away from a career or a job that is probably stressing you out, or is you're getting to a stage where you're lacking confidence in who you are and what you can do? And if so, then it feels like learning or being in some kind of a learning group will be very, very beneficial for you, and because it feels like it's just a light feeling of expansion, okay, a light feeling of acceptance of yourself and others as well, and of life too. God is in charge, the universe is in charge sometimes regarding how something comes towards you. So to be open to that, okay, because sometimes it can come to you in an unusual way. So thank you for listening, all the star signs. Next month I will be back doing the individual monthly scopes.